Hi guys, this is Sandy at rhinestonetemplates.com, and today I'm going to do a little lesson here for you guys, but I'm also going to be giving you the file that we're going to work on in this lesson because I want to see you guys take your design software, whatever you're using. I'll be giving this to you in an EPS and SVG form, so you don't have to use WinPC or you don't have to use Funtime to cut this. If you don't have it, you can also work along with this lesson in whatever program that you have, if you're using CorelDRAW or if you're using DE or Sil or some of the Make the Cut, some of the other programs too, so you'll be able to bring my file into your program real easy and work with it. But there are a lot of you that aren't using a lot of the files that you're purchasing the downloads from me or from someplace else. You're not quite sure how to work with them, and so this particular lesson is going to be showing you how to bring that file in that is color coded, that has weeding or cutting boxes around the actually colors, and working with them and bringing them to your cutter, whether you're working with a Cameo cutter or if you're working with any of the other cutters that you might be working with. But I know I have a lot of friends right now on a Facebook group that we're doing a lot of bling, but we're doing a lot of other stuff too. But we're helping each other learn, teach, and share different things to do with rhinestones and bling and stuff. And that group is called the Bling Craftography on Facebook. So just if you go to Facebook, just look for Bling Craftography, and there's over 500 members there, and we just all network. And this lesson is based, for them, giving them the file and working with them, and then actually doing it, so we can see that you're not just buying stuff and storing it, not working with it, but you're actually working with it. So let's go ahead and get started. And I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to bring up. And if you're not part of this Bling Craftography group, join it. It's a private group. Just look for it on Facebook and ask a request to join it. There's one administrator, and she will approve you to let you in, and then you can go ahead and network with the rest of us too. But I'm going to go ahead and bring our file in, and the file that we're going to work with today was inspired by one of the gals on the Bling Craftography. I just kind of call it the Bling Craft group, but the Bling Craftography group the other night, and she was opening up a bottle of wine and designing and crafting, and so this is inspired by Vicky. And I'll just go ahead and I'll bring up my file, and I'm just gonna get it in here. It has to do with wine, and I have it all separated out in colors for us. And like I said, I will be giving this file on that group. I'll be let's move this out of the way here. I'll be giving this file to that group, so you can go there and get that file, but you have to join it to get it. But that way that you're going to be able to follow along with what we're doing here. My page size, as you can see, is smaller. That when I imported this, I had just gone up to my file and import, and went into my documents and found the EPS file, which is the one that I like to use. I don't like to save my designs as a WinPC file, because if I do, I can't use it in all my other programs. I can't use it in Make the Cut or any other programs that I have, Corel or DOS or any of the other programs that I have. I can only use it in my WinPC programs. So I save as an EPS or SVG file, and I also find that my files are just a little bit more stable, always saving as an EPS or an SVG file. So as it comes in here, you can see it's grouped. It's all together, and you've got one that's all made, and then you've got pieces over here, and these pieces over here have different colors around them. The pieces that are purple have a purple cutting box. The pieces that are blue have a blue cutting box. So when you send it to your cutter, you're going to be able to take and cut all this out at once, and it'll cut your cutting box right along with it, so that you don't cut this and have it on one huge piece of HTW flock or any of the other materials that you might be using. And if you didn't have a cutting box around it, you may end up tearing stuff in between the boxes. So this just lets it be a separated little entity here and lets you go ahead and cut it. But this image that I brought in here, let's just see how big it is. It's a 25 high by 33 wide. So this is not going to fit on my cutter or your cutter, because it's 25 wide. I run an expert cutter most of the time. I have two other cutters, but I run an expert most of the time, and my 24 inches would be too big for my 24 inch too. The way that this is set up in WinPC, I'm working in WinPC 2014 right now, and this would be the front of my cutter right here that I would feed material in and have it go this way and out the back side. So as you can see, this would be way too big than what I have. And a lot of my friends have cameos, so I'm going to go up to my settings and I'm going to go to page, and I'm actually going to take my height down to 12 inches. Whoops. And that's going to actually show you what's going to fit on your cameo. So you can see that these are going to fit down through here. We're going to turn them, you know, the other way, but these are going to fit down through here, and these no way would ever fit. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go up to my shape bar. I'm going to go to break all, or whatever program you're working with, break all or ungroup, and I'm going to take these over here, and I'm just going to slide them over here, and right now they're all separated out. And then I'm going to do the same thing with this bunch over here. I'm just going to slide it off of my page because I'm going to have to work with each box on their own. Then I'm going to come back in and I'm going to take this, I'm going to go up to group. So whether you're working in Corel or any of the other programs, just go to group, or DE or SIL, just go and group each one of these separately so they stay perfectly intact with the cutting box and then what's inside of them. So I have all those grouped. Now I can take and I can move them however I want, and I'm not going to distort my stones, or I'm not going to hurt anything in there. This first file that you always get from me, this is for your proofs. So I give you the file ready for your proof. So to do your proof, you know, what you want to do is you just want to take either a t-shirt, or you want to take a black box, or just make a black box. So you just take your rectangle and it's going to sit in front of it. You want to right click, you want to take and put that in back of it, and then you want to change that color out on that box. I like to use a black background because it really shows. Now put your watermark on it, put the size on it, whatever you want to do. And now you have an awesome proof to go ahead and send to your customer. And you can use these on your websites. You can use these that I give you, the proof. You can use them on your Facebook pages. These proofs are for you to use so that you can advertise the products that you have before you actually make them. So these are mock-ups, and that way, if for some reason that particular file doesn't sell well for you, you haven't cut it out and stoned it and made a mock-up that way. You can go ahead and test your market a little bit, throw this around on your Facebook page or on your website, or to your friends and emails, and just kind of see if they like this this design or not, and that'll tell you if you want to go ahead and invest in making a template out of it with the HTW flock or any of the other template materials that you have. So because I'm not going to be using this at all with us, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get rid of this. I'm going to get it off my screen so it's not confusing to my cutter that it wants to cut. And the first box that I'm going to cut, I'm going to bring over here, and it's going to be the purple one, and I'm going to bring it down and just set it inside of my box. And as you can see, it doesn't fit very well this way. So what I'm going to do, and I don't want you to adjust this box here at all and bring it up to the H, because as you can see, this cutting box and the lining up box right here is what you need to line up on your I'll just show you this here for a second. Let me see, the next color would be our blue. So you need this box to be able to line up perfectly with these other boxes when you go and end up bringing them to put the transfer together for the colors together. So do not adjust this box at all. It looks like we don't need the height right there, but watch when I come over to the Y and the G. That's why that box is that long. It needs it to bring that over and to have everything line up. So don't adjust those boxes at all. Just leave those boxes just like they are. Okay. And so what I am going to do, actually that's the wrong one, I don't want that one. And these are grouped, so it's not going to matter as long as I don't touch my corners to drag it. If I just work with the the box itself, it's not going to distort. Everything is going to be perfect to go ahead and cut. So again, this one is just a little bit longer than your 12-inch space that you have on your Cameo. So what you're going to do with this one is you're going to take and you're going to rotate it like this. But I want you to test it, you know, for my machine, this is what I would do. I want you to test it on your Cameo just to make sure which direction you're cutting with. So make sure that, you know, you'll be able to see on your screen with your Cameo how it looks, if it's within your box or not, for lining up. I'm going to be cutting with my Expert, so this is what I would do if I had a 12-inch machine right here. I would lay it this way and let it run through. Remember, this is the front of your cutter right here, the long way, the way that your paper and everything is going to be fed in. It's going to be fed in through the back way and come out, spit out the back here. If you had a nice big long cutting mat and you had a nice big long piece of template material, you might want to take and line up 2 of them and cut 2 of them at the same time. And if you do that, you know, you just take and just line them up right next to each other, just like that. I'm going to check my settings right again. I want to see how long. So I had my page at 24. So if I set it for the width, so if I go to 26, that'll show you then if I had a 26-inch piece of material to run through my cutter, a 12 by 26, that I could get both of these tiles on here. You've got 2 more over here to cut, and I'm going to change the color on this because I think that color could be close to this color right here. Whatever color you choose to send to your cutter to cut is what color it's going to cut. If you wanted to, I'm going to change that to red. If you wanted to at this point cut both of these at the same time, I'm just going to duplicate them first in case we want those back. If you want these to cut at the same time, you can just go ahead and make them all the same color. And let's see, a color we haven't used is dark blue. And when you get this, you can see, you know, that now everything is dark blue. And instead of messing around with it, just go to your wireframe and you can see now the letters inside and the outside is all dark blue. And just go ahead and send it to your cutter that way. But check in wireframe just to make sure. And that way you could cut both of those at the same time. I'm going to get rid of those because I actually like to see what we're actually sending to the cutter. So, and I'm going to just pull 1, thinking you guys are going to just be cutting 1 at a time. And then our next step that we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and I'm going to select by taking my pointer and selecting the whole thing. And then I'm going to come up to my cutting, and I don't have this set up to a cutter right now, so I might get an error message that comes up. Yep, and it says no plotter is selected because I don't have it hooked up. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that. But let's, oh, I can't, okay, I don't think I can, let me just see. No, I don't have this set up as a cutter. So let's just go ahead and I'm just going to put in, let's just put in my Expert here. I don't know if it's gonna, okay. Okay, I still am not quite sure if I'm not set up if it's gonna let me get past this point or not. Okay, it did. Okay, so what I have now is I have all these colors that are on my screen that are showing up. Every one of these colors that are up here are only here because I have these colors on my screen. If you ever get to a point where you know you have yellow on your screen but you see 2 yellows, your yellows are not exact then, so not all of your yellow is gonna cut if you know that you just have 1 cutting box and then some of that yellow inside. So make sure that you have all of that yellow the same color, unless you know you have 2 different segments here that are 2 different colors of yellow. But we're going to go ahead and, let's see, we're going to go ahead and pick our magenta or our purple there, and then it shows me that's the only thing that's going to cut what I have on here. If I pick, let's say, the red, you know, then the red was actually my Bling Craftology, and that's way out of my cutting box. So if you pick something out here and you say send it to your cutter, it's going to have an error, and it's going to want to cut whatever is way off your mat, and there's going to be an issue. So if that ever happens and it has an error, or it starts cutting way off the mat or goes off to the side and doesn't cut and acts like it wants to cut and does something weird, stop your machine and look and see what you actually have going on. Our black, let's see what we have for black. There are a couple of dots here that are black on our screen. So, and I didn't remember having any black on my screen, so these are just dots that are left over. So before I cut, I'm going to go back and actually get rid of those dots. I'll go to wireframe and find out where those dots are that are black, because I don't want to cut anything black. Here's our light blue, which would be like our lake blue in the RT, the Rhinestone Templates rhinestones. That would be our lake blue. And here's our yellow, and here's our green. So I'm going to go back, and this is what we would cut. Now, because I gave this to you guys in the colors that are designated, let's go out of this here. I'm going to stop cutting and go to return. Because I gave this into you a mock-up and I have these colors here, that doesn't mean that's the colors that you guys have to use on them. Use your imagination. If you want to do them red, white, and blue, or if you want to do them all in the different colors of blue, go to the Capri blue, the lake blue, the sapphire blue, throw in a white if you want, or a clear if you want to, use your imagination on your colors. And like I said, this is a lesson I want you guys to use, and I want you guys to actually take and make something with this. I want you to cut these out. I want you to make it. Carolyn's on the Bling Craftography group is going to give you a timeline to do this, and this is going to be something that I think that will help a lot of you that are afraid of cutting to actually get in there and start cutting. I've got this set up for 10 SS stones, so the hole is set up at a 13 SS, so it's a nice good size hole for you to brush those stones into. Even if it's machine cut, it'll still flow into there very well, or if it's Korean, it's going to flow into there really, really well. There might just be a surprise at the end. We might just pick out one person, randomly that actually turns in a shirt that they made with this, or a pillow, or whatever, a bag, or whatever you want to put it on. There might just be a little surprise for one person at the end of the time period that Carolyn specifies. But I just wanted to make this file for you, give it to you, show you how to work with these color boxes that are all separated out, with it in it, and show you how to line them up on your cutters and actually work with them for my downloads. And if you need to see how to put a colored transfer together, I also have videos that are on that Bling Craftography group or on YouTube under Rhinestone Monkey, and it shows you how to take and do the bookend method, actually lining up for different colors, because you're going to have 4 templates here and 4 colors to line this up. But this is a real good way of doing it. You're not having different colored stones inside of each font that has an outline color of a different kind right now. This is a really good exercise for you to figure out how to kind of work with those different 4 colors in one template and getting things lined up. But if you have any information, all the other information is going to be on the Bling Craft group on Facebook. Come and see us, join us. We're a real awesome group. We're a newer group, only been around for about a month or so, but we're very veteran and very seasoned. Some of the best rhinestone designers that I think are out there have congregated to this group and are very willing to share with a lot of the newer people that are getting into it, some of the intermediate, and we work with lots of different softwares. But we're always testing different things and different techniques, and come join us and network with us. And as we learn, we help then teach other people, so it's kind of paying it forward. So as you learn, stay around and help other people learn as well. So again, this is Sandy Jo at Rhinestone Templates. If you ever need any supplies of any kind, template material, rhinestones, downloads, whatever it would be, please go ahead and visit my Facebook or my website at rhinestonetemplates.com and purchase your supplies from me. I'd really appreciate it. That helps me afford the time to make the videos for you, and I appreciate that. So have fun with this little exercise. If you have any questions, like I said, this is going to be a free file on this group, and the free file will only be up for a couple of days, so come over and grab it and then work with it, and then Carolyn will lay out the specifics of how she wants this particular lesson exercise to work. Thank you.